What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk about the Rings of Power. Just honestly a very honest review about it. And yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below before I even say anything, what your thoughts are of this show. And yeah, let's get into it. So my first initial reaction, just watching all the episodes, before I even do that, going into this, when I heard that Amazon obviously bought Lord of the Rings for a crazy amount of money, I was, honestly kind of excited. I was like, this has a chance to be awesome. Obviously, I didn't know if Peter Jackson was going to be directing this show. I thought that maybe some of the cast from the previous Lord of the Rings would come back and also be a part of this, so I was really excited. And I was like, okay, this has potential to be something just awesome. So once the news kind of came out, no previous Lord of the Rings person is going to be on this. I'm like, all right, this kind of sucks, but hopefully, someone from the previous movies will be able to direct it. So then we find out no Peter Jackson is involved in this. And I was like, okay. So we hear about the budget for this thing, and I'm like, that's insane. So this better be like a top tier quality show. Game of Thrones was just amazing, and I was like, all right, if this has a bigger budget than Game of Thrones, I can't even imagine what it's actually going to be like. So I started watching the show, and I am honestly just so disappointed. I have been just looking at reviews online, and I'm in disbelief. To be quite honest with you, it feels like someone paid these people to write these quality reviews. If you really dig deep enough, you'll find the honest reviews of what people are actually saying. But Amazon has done a really good job of making sure that people are saying good things about this show. To be completely honest with you, I'm gonna just go over some of the things that I think are just, terrible about the show, and then maybe I'll say something good. That'll probably be at the end. So, the worst things about the show, to be honest, one, I'm going to say the acting. There's just not a lot of depth to it. If you watched The Lord of the Rings in the past, there were moments where characters actually thrived. You got to connect with these characters. These characters in the new Rings of Power just feel so bland. And one in particular that I would like to mention is Galadriel. She is just so hard to connect with. I don't think I've ever watched a character that, that I had so much respect for. Kate Winslet, I believe, or Kate Blanchett in the previous Lord of the Rings. This one, just this younger version of Galadriel, is just super hard to actually want to connect with. Her lines are horrible. She just has this really bland kind of look to her when she's speaking. And I don't know, there's just not a connection. And then I want to talk about the stranger, or the strange man, who might be Gandalf. I'm not really sure. It has already been 8 episodes. He pretty much has not said a word the entire time. Again, there's so much potential for these characters that could have happened, and they're just so bland, and it's really boring to watch. I constantly find myself having to skip forward, and I'm just clicking that fast forward button just to get to the end, to hopefully think that there's going to be something better, and there never is. So one, the characters are super bland. 2, the plot. So obviously they're not going based off what Tolkien originally wrote, because this is a whole separate thing. And I think that's what I really have to understand, is that I cannot look at this as Tolkien's or Peter Jackson's work. This is something completely separate. This reminds me of when Star Wars decided to make a separate, trilogy that just ultimately failed. They had different directors. The plot was just horrible, and then, Sith comes back, blah, blah, blah. This just feels like an attempt to make a bunch of money off a previous, highly respected, one of the best trilogies ever, and they are just not living up to what they should be doing. And it just shows that an extremely high budget cannot make up for, good acting, a good director, a great story. The plot of it, obviously this takes way back, long before The Hobbit, long before the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But again, the plot, it's they go to a different area. I'm forgetting the name of it, but like Galadriel goes to a different area. They spend like 3 episodes just honestly doing nothing. There's not much character development. You see Isildur, but again, he just looks pathetic. Like, there's nothing really much about him. And it's just like, it's just such a bad plot for the amount of money. Like, I just can't wrap around having that much money for a budget, and this is all you can come up with. I think it's crazy. 3, I would like to just talk about the reviews. I don't know, when I'm reading these reviews and people are like, this is like the best show I've ever seen, or this show is amazing, genius writing, awesome, acting. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm literally looking at these reviews and like feeling this just like intense kind of weird, like, I just don't like it. I don't like watching I don't like looking at these reviews. Like, it angers me, and I have to scroll down to really just see these horrible, just made up lies. Like, it just, I can't understand it. So I'm just thinking that they're all bots from this point forward. I just don't believe it. The only good things that I can actually think about this show, to be honest with you, is, maybe that there's like some references to Tolkien's work. I mean, that's kind of nice. I guess sometimes it's good to have like a previous understanding of how things became to be, but like, I don't know. I think just being such a big fan of Tolkien, and just being such a big fan of The Hobbit, being such a big fan of Lord of the Rings, reading the books, just being a kid and watching these movies, like growing up, and just the influence that they had, and then just seeing this, it's honestly just an insult. And I know I may seem like, dude, like, I'm just like this like white guy, like, complaining. First of all, I'm not white, so Hispanics, you guys can, Hispanic and Greek, but whatever. But like, when you genuinely care about something that actually had meaning to your life, and then someone just comes over and just ruins it, I feel like we're allowed to say whatever we want. So, to anyone out there that is like, this show is great, I don't care. This is my opinion. It's not great at all. I really hope maybe season 2 things can turn around, but to be honest, season 1, this has been brutal. I've honestly just not watched any of it, really just skipping forward through the whole time, and this just makes me want to watch all the original ones to just see how much better they actually are. So again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, if you guys agree with me. If not, I would love to hear your case as to why this is a great show. And I'd probably just disagree with you, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and maybe if you guys would like to see other types of reviews in the future, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So peace out and bye.